Well, hello everybody. What a day it is in the neighborhood. Let me know that you're here and we're going to get this party started very quickly. I can't keep our guests waiting. And just so you know, we're talking about life lessons from our newest ambassador, none other than the coach, Deborah Taylor. And we are super excited for this amazing woman to share some quality time with us. Sister Mary, we love you, darling. Thanks for chiming in. I'm glad you are there. Y'all stay and keep it locked right here. We all about to learn some stuff. I know, man, what a season. God is doing some things. Let me just brag on her a little bit. She's a prolific author. She's a community developer and activist. She is a bona fide, certified entrepreneur, kingdom entrepreneur at that. She calls herself faithpreneur. There are many names. Um, she's a minister of the gospel. She's a marketplace apostle, and she's a dear sister and friend to me. And she is my coach in this travel endeavor space that we've been on for some time now. It's been a journey. It's been fun and it's been real. And it's my real joy to bring Coach Deborah Taylor on. So y'all keep a lock right there. And we're going to get some of these life lessons. Woman of God, you're looking good over there in your royal colors.
Thank you so much, Pastor. How you doing today?
Man, listen, I'm in the cloud with you. I'm just feeling some kind of amazing. Pinch yourself for me real quick. Pinch yourself.
Yeah, it's still unbelievable, but the Lord is definitely faithful. I'll tell you that.
Yes, he is. We got my main man Kenny chiming in. We got Dr. Phyllis is in the house. Dr. Phyllis, you can come on in if you want. Let me know if you're available. I have you up here. But we definitely want to have this conversation because the road that you have traveled, number one, many people wouldn't even take the journey. And then even for many who take it, they won't finish it. And we know that this is just a new beginning. That's what it is. But I wanted to personally hear from you today and honor and really just being inspired by what we've seen from afar. Some closer than others. But I'll start out with this. Remember when we ain't gonna call the names. We were with a couple of other things before in the travel space, and we was just making our way through. And you came on down to San Antonio and brought me on your team. And I was like, okay, let's get it. We're gonna go get it. We're gonna go get it. One thing after another kept happening. And then I was looking at some of your posts about 4 years ago, just a little bit more than 4 years ago. And you were talking about this travel prices, and it just didn't make sense to me. And I saw just some amazing prices. I said, well, let me just find out what this is to talk about. Because good God Almighty, if she traveling for those prices, I know something. So I investigated. You said I was nosy, but I just investigated.
Yeah, nosy.
And the rest is history, and we're just getting started. So let's start out with, tell us a little bit about this journey that you've been on. And we want to hear first about some of your key lessons on the way to ambassador. And we need to know what an ambassador is too, because for the benefit of those who are watching for the first time chiming in, they may or may not know. So your key lessons on your way to ambassadors, talk about that for us.
Well, I did write down a couple of things because I'm getting older, so didn't want to forget. So one of the key lessons that I would say on my road to ambassador in Trevorium and was one to have private moments with the Lord. Because when I started this journey, I was unemployed. I didn't know what I was going to do. My husband was ill. My daughter was ill. She had systemic lupus. So they both were ill at the same time. I moved her down south. And so I just had to do a lot of praying. And then my husband was in and out of ICU. So one is to have private moments with the Lord. The second one is that you got to know your primary purpose. That's your why. What was your primary purpose? My primary purpose was, for the first time in 41 years, I had worked the same job and had went up the ranks, right? Kind of like I've done in Trevorium. I was started off as a social worker and I went all the way up to management. Was actually flying in and out to the White House and all of that. and lost my job. And so I had to refocus and find out what my primary purpose was, or what was my why. And my why for me was that at the time, I was 60 years old, and I knew in a couple of years I would be getting Social Security. So I wanted to match my Social Security, and I figured my Social Security would be about $1,500. I figure if I got the two-star director, just two-star director, I could get $1,500. And so I wanted to match that. So that was my primary purpose. So you always got to have a why. Another why was I wasn't sure at that time if my husband was going to live, because so much was going on. And I didn't want to not have an income. I didn't really realize how good he had set me up. But I didn't want to not have, it was the first time I would have not had an income in all of my entire life. So you want to have private moments with the Lord if you are a believer, and I'm a believer, I'm a faithpreneur, and whoever you call Lord, that's you. My Lord is Jesus Christ.
Amen.
The next thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to make sure that I had, that I did not focus on my problems, that I did not focus on my problems, that I was very persistent in the midst of the problems. So very persistent in the midst of the problems. I just stayed focused, right? And then you want to keep a prospect of prospects in your funnel. One of the things that we learned very early in network marketing is that you want to have a funnel of prospects that you're pushing down in that funnel. And I don't even know if I've taught that lesson to people, but having that funnel. So as people tell you no, you're pushing down in that funnel. So I had a prospects funnel. And another thing that I also had was people who embrace the vision, right? You were one of those people who have always embraced the vision, right? We may not agree on everything, but you've always embraced the vision, and you got to agree to disagree, but you got to have people who would embrace the vision and the purpose that you have. So you want to have private moments with the Lord. You want to have your primary focus. You want to be persistent in the midst of problems. You want to have a prospect of a funnel of prospects. You also want people who embrace your vision. And then you got to have the power. This is a good one. You got to have the power to stand. I put this together 5 minutes before I got on here. You got to have the power to stand in the midst of the serpents and spiritual warfare. God knows we've had some spiritual warfare.
Yes.
Right. So you got to have that. You got to have the power to stand, and you got to have some people that's going to hold your arms. Your arms. Right. And so I had some people, you and so Dr. Phil and some other people who came and said, okay, coach, we got you. We're going to hold your arms. And even when I was weak. Right. And I'll give you a very good example. When my husband passed in May and we all went to Jamaica. Right. I wasn't supposed to go to Jamaica. I didn't even know that my husband had planned it. And but the Joshuas held my arms in Jamaica. They made sure, them young people made sure, y'all made sure that everything that my husband would have wanted for me, from down to the white party to the birthday parties. I mean, you and Kendra put together, just a phenomenal week for us. Thomas, my business son that I call him, Renithia, all of you put together something that was in the midst of my grief. So it didn't really give me an opportunity to really, although I was grieving, it didn't give me that opportunity. So you got to have people that definitely will do that. Dr. Phil, her husband, we got your back. Regina Johnson. I could call names forever. Marcy. Just so many people. Tanya Evans, Lisa. It was just tons of people, but you got to have those people. And then one of the last things is you want to have, please have mentors. Please have mentors. I have a lot of mentors. I have people who I go to, right? Sometimes we had a running joke when I was in ministry. I had some friends and some sister preacher friends, and we would call it, this was our signal. I ain't fit for the pulpit. In other words, I'm about to kill this, right? Folks in whoever, right? I ain't fit, right? So you got to have some people that you can download. And Jennifer Davis was one of those people for me that I could be real with, that I could be naked with. Everybody don't want to see your nakedness. Everybody does not want to see. They can't, right? easily offended. They want you to be perfect all the time. But you got to have people that will mentor you. I could be real with David Hart. Right. Sometimes David Hart would feel me, and he would just call me out of the blue, and pray with me. Him and Adele. I remember one time, right after my husband passed, I was in the car and I was having a mental breakdown. I mean, I was literally crying, and he called in the middle of it, right? So you got to have people that you can download private moments. And Adela was praying like, Guy's going to make Guy's there. He's there. He's praying for you. He's going to, right? Right. So you got to have those private moments with Todd and with Daryl and Maria. Here in this last dispensation of going into ambassador, even Danny. I mean, you just have to have those people that can have those private moments that's been where you've been. And then one of the next things is you got to have a prosperity plan, Pastor. What you going to do with the money when you get it?
All right.
Right? If you're not a good steward, if you're not good, see, the reason I believe that the Lord has blessed me so, because I'm a good steward, right? I probably gave away in this last week over $5,000.
Right.
Between my pastor, the team. I mean, I'm not bragging. I mean, I just, right. I am a good steward, but I also know that in order to receive, you got to give, right? You don't have a prosperity plan where you're willing to make some sacrifices for what you want. God's not going to give you, right? And I am a servant leader, right? I am a servant leader. And so you want to have a prosperity plan, but what you going to do with it? You know, what are you going to do if you make, I have to ask myself, okay, when I got to the 1,500, what was I going to do with it? Right. So I had a plan. I knew what I was going to do with it. What are you going to do when you make 3-star director? What are you going to do with it? Right. What are you going to do when you make 4-star? What are you going to do with $100,000 a year as an ambassador? What are you going to do? And your car note is paid and your house is paid and right. People hate on you for that because they like, dang, she ain't right. But what are you going to do? Right. But one of the things that I did is I created a memorial fund for my husband in his name since his passing. Wow. Right. Because I've sold. Not only did I sold that, well, I sold more than that because I've given to domestic violence. I just sold $1,000 into fatherhood because that was one of my husband's things. Me and my son are going to be sowing some money into 100 Black men. Right. I'm always sowing into ministries. Right. I just gave my seated my pastors $1,000. I mean, I do that because you want to have a prosperity plan, but you want to also make sure that, especially if you're doing this unto the Lord, and then you want to have poster moments that support your plan. Poster moments is those moments where folks say, I get like you, right? You was following me and you like, that ain't true, right? Those are my poster moments. Poster moments was me and my husband riding down like he's driving Miss Daisy and we singing old school songs. And those were poster moments. Poster moments is me hugging my granddaughter and her on here talking about Trevorian proud, right? That's a poster moment. You want to have some poster moments, right? People want to see realness.
Yes.
So you got to have poster moments. And so everything that I do have a reason. And I tell people all the time, and especially on my personal page, if you don't like what I post, get off.
Hey, come on, make it plain.
Right? Click, delete, get off.
Right.
Right? Because you're going to have to have some poster moments. And then you talked about pitfalls and snares. Yeah. I think one of the biggest pitfalls is people that you think that are going to ride with you to the end. People who, and I remember we call him the $6 million man. He's in another company. Yeah. But I remember him telling me, he said, everybody that start with you won't finish with you. Everybody that start with you won't finish with you. Know that everybody that, so that's one of the pitfalls and snares that those very people that you think will be, there she go.
There she go.
She just know I'm in here. Those people that you think will, a lot of people, you're probably one of the few that started with me that's still with me. I mean, in leadership. Then there's some people that's still with me, but they're not doing anything, right? but so everybody that start with you don't finish with you. And then you got to be open to new people. You got to be open to new people coming into the fold and understand who are the priests and who are the providers in the group. Who are, we have a lot of ministers on our team. We have a lot of people. We have a lot of kings and priests on our team. We have people from all walks of life, from attorneys to people that work for all kinds of people on our team. People don't even know it, right? I have one lady who wanted to join, and she said, well, does everybody have to be broke on your team and make money? I said, no, you could travel the world, and you definitely don't have to be broke. Drop your $225 a month. Right. And then the last one is, that the promises of God are yes and amen.
Amen.
The promises of God, and this last 3 weeks have been the first 2 weeks. I was in deep grief. It was the first time that I had really grieved my husband. I couldn't even get out of the bed. And one day I didn't even get out till 1 o'clock. And my niece called me and she was like, and then it seemed like when I would say things, people would easily get offended. And you doing this and you doing that. And I was like, that is not what I meant. But then the Lord said, don't even try to explain it. You in warfare, girl. And then one day I was I was telling somebody this morning. And that's probably one of them pitfalls and snares, but I was going into front. I could hardly get up. I had made myself sick till I couldn't hardly walk these last 2 weeks. And I was in my hallway and I could hear my husband say, are you crazy? You better rise up and walk. It's time to get it. You have, it was like he was there, right? In the process. And one of the things, and he said, what was the promises of God? What was the promises of God? The Lord put you in this business. He reminded me in my spirit, it dropped. He said, you will be ambassador by Christmas. My husband used to tell me that. He said, you won't do it by Cancun, but you will be ambassador by Christmas. And about a week, all of a sudden, it was like, you just put in 9 people, like boom, 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 boom. I said, he must have got it mail. I'm just telling you what I said. I said, oh, Mel done woke up too. Right. Yeah. And I just started shouting. And all of a sudden, I just got some energy. And I just got focused. And I just tuned out everybody else. And I remember something that Shanaza taught me, Shanaza Dusan. And she said, get quiet, mama, and get focused. Don't let them see you sweat. Get quiet. She used to always say that. She said, well, God's got a strategy. And I went in and I began to look at the people who I knew were leaders in that weak leg. Right? And you were already moving. I contacted each and every one of them. And then Daddy Saginaw sent me a inbox. And one of the things he said, look to the new people. In his text. He said, I ain't gonna say all what he said, but one thing he said, look to the new people. And I had a pastor who joined, was one of my best, she's one of my best friends, and she joined after 4 years. She was in another travel company, and she joined. And she and me, her, Adrian, all of us, we got together, created that strategy, and the rest is history. And then you said, so you got to have provision. God will give you provision for the vision. He will give you people who have that vision and that can carry that torch that you can pass the baton to. And I remember we were all working on Christmas Day. We supposed to be eating chicken and greens and cornbread. And you was like, how far are you? That's Apostle, we's Christmas. It's like, where you at? I want you to, right? And Adrian was like, where you at? Right? Dr. Linda said, how many more you need? This is Christmas Day.
Yes.
Right? And then at 6 o'clock in the evening, about 6:30, you call me, you say, where you at, Ambassador? I said, I need one more. Either I'm gonna put them in, and then you say, "No, let me do it." Take you over. And you put that person in, and it went over. And I'm telling you, David Hart, Todd Strand, and the crew, and Daryl, they were some happy brothers. They was posting. And that's how I get the road to ambassador. Has it been easy? No. But has it been straight? I mean, I'm telling you, I wanted to give up, and I just want to give out a shout to Dr. Phyllis Terry too. I mean, you had my one arm up, and she had my other, and she was like, I got the other side. Come on now, you know, you can't give up now, coach. You can't give up. You know, you can't, you know, and she was always there. I was like, Phyllis, I can't do it. I'm tired. You know, I'm supposed to be grieving, right? She said, you can grieve, but you can't give up.
You grieve, but never give up.
You cannot give up. And so I didn't give up. And so on Christmas Day, as my husband had predicted, of 2021, I became an ambassador, making over 6 figures. Driving a brand new BMW that the company pays for. And then I was able to even get a second car. So I got a 21 Nissan Rogue because my BMW is not kid friendly. And as you can see, my granddaughter who just strolled through here. So in order to save her life.
Right. You wanted to live.
I wanted her to live. So those are it. Private moments, private moments with the Lord. Primary purpose, principal focus. You got to have a prospect funnel. That as the people go down in that funnel, you put some more people, and you study funneling people. You got to have people that embrace your vision and your purpose. You got to have the power to just stand against the serpents, the spiritual warfare. You please have mentors. I don't care how big you get, right? And the greatest thing I think for me, encouragement, was when my apostle H. Daniel Wilson came into the business, and he is multi-mega, right? Just good God Almighty. Jeez. I mean, he's huge.
No joke.
Anybody ever heard of praise is what I do? That's his group, right? It was not the other person that sings it and got famous for it. It was his group who did it. And when he came in, he was like, daughter, we're going to get you to ambassador. Right. And so be able to have those mentors, have that prosperity plan, have those poster moments. And if they get upset with you, tell them to get off your page, have be focused. Don't get focused on the pitfalls and snares. Just keep it moving and know that the promises of God are yea and amen. And he provides provision for the vision that he's given you.
Wow.
Those are the lessons.
You have helped some people today. I want to go through some of these comments. Tara, she sings Melvin. She comes up. She says, really? I hear her voice. She says, I love that song. I don't know who the Facebook user is because it's not registered, but they said, congratulations. And then she says, your husband wanted you to live. Regina says, Regina says, don't hurt Gracie. Amen to that. Amen to that.
She's a Trevorian baby.
Yeah, she's a Trevorian baby. Minister Radithia says, congratulations. Then she says, grieve on the beach and the bank respectfully.
Yes. Yes.
Natasha, she says, thanks for these nuggets. Absolutely, we are runners. Mamu, our dear sister in the UK, she says, I used to hear my husband asking me why I was crying and to go and make happy memories with our kids. This is good stuff. She says, this talk is so encouraging. Thank you. So there's many more we'll go back to. But let me ask you just a few things. You have helped us immensely. We were coming through Cancun. I didn't share it like I wanted to on last night. We were coming through Cancun. And thank you for the hookup, by the way, because it would have, look, I would have still been in Cancun trying to get to that.
And you got to get TSA Global.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Look, you got me through. Look, I didn't think I ever got to an airport that quick. They had you, the Queen of England coming through there. So we had some good, and we still got to finish that Spades game. I know you was whipping up on me, but I was going to catch up. But we were at the airport through the check-in, and I want you to tell me What do you think that thing was when you saw that hat? Because that really stood out to me, that hat. And it said tailor made. And it was blue, like you're wearing right now.
Yeah.
And you said it wasn't yours. What
It
what
wasn't.
what meaneth thou this?
You know, I, I now that I think about it, I said, well, maybe the Lord God just dropped, because he used to wear hats all the time. I mean, he had heaps of them, right? And we actually, that was our slogan. I have Tailor Made International Institute. I have Tailor Made Travel and events. So that is one of our signatures. And I just believe that he wanted us to the Lord just wanted us to know that this thing was tailor-made and that he was making provision for it. And neither one of us needed to leave feeling like we didn't accomplish what he needed to accomplish, that he had tailor-made and designed it. You know, the Lord he amazes me. Why? He wanted us to celebrate and never forget. See, if we had a turned ambassador, and I'm saying we, Pastor Bell, because this is all the whole team.
That's right. That's right.
If we had turned ambassador doing Cancun, we just would have been another ambassador.
Right.
Among ambassadors. Right. But he made it so that he got the glory. He made it so that we will never forget this. Our team turned ambassador on Jesus Day.
Come on here. Ain't
that something?
Just like he said it was
gonna be. He made it happen. And I was like, that is so, even David Hart was like, this is powerful. This is they kept saying it's historical. It's a historical thing. And I don't know when the last ambassador actually went from the bottom of the comp plan to the top of the comp plan in Trevorium. I guess maybe they'll talk about it, maybe they won't. But I haven't known of any since I've been in the business that have went to the bottom. They may have came in with a team or something, but to work that comp plan from the bottom to the top, I don't know of anyone.
Right.
Especially that look like me.
Well.
And my age.
Right. History has certainly been made, but the best is yet to come.
The best is yet to come.
Mamu is saying,
he's accelerating it. He's accelerating that thing. Like Apostle Phyllis has went from 1-star, 2-star, 3-star. And so I believe by the time we get back to our conference in March, right, that she started in March, by the time she'll be ambassador in March.
Absolutely.
And you'll be so close. I just think this thing is finna accelerate. It's going there's finna be a massive explosion. A massive explosion. But our team legacy, we made history. This belongs to not Debora. This belongs to all of us, really. All of us. Every last one. I see my editor on here, Regina. Regina, my editor, right? I write like I talk. I have a book editor, right? I'm an author of 10 books, right? But I write, and sometimes I get up at 4:30 in the morning. I may put a flyer or something together. Regina said, nah. So sometimes I just send it to her. Right? But she's young. I tell her eyes better than me. Renithia is that person too. You got to have people on your team that have those gifts and those talents.
Absolutely.
Right? I think that's what tailor-made is. I think the cap was a representation to me and you that the Lord had us, and he finna tailor make this thing, and he did. I mean, we only home a good 4 weeks, 5 weeks. We got home from Cancun.
Yes, that's absolutely it. I believe the miracles, signs, and wonders have followed us and are leading us. And we're about to see some things that's just going to blow some folk mind. I want to go back to a couple of these comments. Tyra says it has to accelerate by next year. This time, I'm determined to be a 3 or 4-star. We call it into agreement with you, darling.
Yes, sir.
And beyond. Amen. Regina says, that's right. I've got to keep you straight. Oh, and then she said, we made history with Trevora. I know that's right. And we about to make future too. Mamu says, hallelujah. Amen. Facebook user says, perfect timing, a sign. Yes, we did it on Christ's birthday. Then she says, that was prophetic. I believe it. I believe it. And last but not least, those wheelchairs come in handy at the airport, and your son says, "Congratulations."
Yeah, that's
Disapprove.
my June son, my business son. He
Uh-huh.
see cancers love, and you know I'm not really in astrology, but cancers love to party, and me and Thomas love a good party,
Yeah, he love
and
party.
we love to celebrate. I know he about
Yeah,
to lose it over there in
yeah,
Huntsville, and I done turned ambassador, and we
yeah.
can't get together and party. Do
My
have
God.
something, have a drink, a toast, or something.
My God. Dr. Phil says, I will be 4-star by before April and decree an ambassador by September. I believe God. Well, that's gonna be my twin because I like September. That's my birthday month. And I'm not gonna wait to September. I'm gonna say before September.
Yeah,
Ambassador
because
for
the ambassador retreat is in September. So he usually wants you to turn ambassador like August.
oh,
So we're
that'd be
gonna
perfect.
believe for August.
Tell us about two events, Apostle. Tell us about your March event and tell us about the September event in Dubai for all the ambassadors. Talk to us about that.
Oh, I don't know much about it. The September event, I just know that it's going to be in Dubai,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that all the ambassadors will meet there. David will the Trevorium pays all the expenses for two people. So Kendra better find some time. But he pays for two people
Right.
to go, and I think it's about a week, and they have meetings and different things. But it's all expenses paid on Trevorium's dime. And it's just a time of fellowship and getting together. And one of the things, and I think they're getting ready to do this, and I'm not sure if they're going to do this in Paris, but the Louis Vuitton experience, I understand also for the female ambassadors or for Kendra. Like if you turn
Right.
ambassador, it would be Kendra. She gonna be happy with you, honey.
she already talked about it.
I think they're gonna take us all to Paris. So
Okay.
not only will we go to Dubai, but I think we'll all meet in Paris for the Louis Vuitton experience as well. So those are two things that I'm looking forward to. I just want the experience.
Yeah.
I think the experience was phenomenal to be driven up in a limousine and they meet you with some champagne and just serve you, right? I found out when I was in Cancun, I like being served. I like being able to call the butler and the concierge and have a car pull up for me. I was like, woo, if this ain't bougie.
You can get used to it, huh?
Woo, baby.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then for March, it looked like something is going on here, but I decided to have the conference again in Memphis because we have a lot of new team members, and some of them have never been here. We had a core group in March, but so it looks like it's probably going to be at the Marriott Hotel. The date will be the 25th and 26th of March, and we will be having workshops as well. I believe Todd is coming in. Daryl and Maria will be teaching you. We'll see. That's around David's birthday, so he'll probably be in Cabo. But we'll try to Skype him in because his birthday is like the 30th. And then Apostle H. Daniel Wilson will be teaching. As well. We'll probably have people coming in from the islands. We now have an island ambassador. An island. She acts like a person, and she's going to be opening up various islands like Turks and Caicos, Freeport, Bahamas, Nassau, Jamaica. So we'll probably have some of those. So it'll be more of an international type of deal. We'll have workshops, and then we're going to have a black tie affair this time. Woo! We're going to have your little black dresses ready, honey, right? And your tuxes. We're going to have a black tie affair, awards banquet. I want to really, really celebrate all of our accomplishments. Last time we just gave out awards, but this time, honey, we're going to have a show enough low down. Yes, indeed. I'm going to try to find, Memphis is known for bands, so I can find a good band. We're going to have a band, or I already got a disc jockey. And so we're just going to have a black tie affair. And we'll do it for a Friday night. We'll do the same thing, the competition. Y'all like to compete, so we'll probably have the bowling competition and some card games and things like that. Monopoly. You say you bring your Monopoly. So we'll do that, and just gonna have a great time. But we're definitely gonna do it, and whoever come, and we open it up to the whole anybody. I mean, last time we had people from all kinds, from different teams, and we honored them as well. So if you live anywhere and you belong to Trevorium and you want to come in March, I would say, matter of fact, when I get off here, I'm going to call and probably seal that deal because I got to send them some money and then get the information out so we can get people here. But we're going to so it's going to be a little bit more than it was last year, but because of the banquet, unless y'all don't want to eat.
No. It's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it down. We want it. Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're going to do. And I thought it out. I said, we want to have a black tie, really nice affair to celebrate all this team is I'm telling you, if it ain't the baddest team in Trevorium, it's one of the baddest teams. We have accomplished a lot. A lot. By that time, Regina will be 2 or 3 star. Renithia will be 2 or 3 star. Thomas will be 2. I mean, we'll have a whole slew of directors and 1-star directors and 2. And Apostle Wilson have his way. He'll be ambassador by then.
Look in y'all. It might be about right now. Look in there and see.
Yes.
Well, let me go through these comments and then I'm going to ask you to close this out by talking directly to someone. 2 people, the type of person who's on the edge. They're not inside Trevorium. They're on the edge. They've been looking from afar. And they're like, man, I've been thinking about it. I need you to talk to that person. The other person I'm going to need you to talk to is the person who's in Trevorium, but Trevorium has not been in them. And they're wasting a whole lot of time. So those are the 2 people I'm going to have you to close out on. But first, let me go through these comments. Let me see. Regina says, you better speak that thing into the atmosphere, decree and declare. Hey, she says, guess I'm going to have to rethink my Spain tour. Okay. Well. And then Regina Johnson, she says, that's right. Mamu says, yes, please. Let me go ahead and order my little black.
I found one at Dillard's, Regina.
All right. Memphis in March 2022 is going to be the place to be, y'all. Don't want to miss it. It's going to be a world tour for us. That's our own world tour. She says, God is going to expand my territory because I believe I'm working. Yes, they do. I had to do a little shopping while there. Beautiful. She says, I'm going to hit multiple ranks in 22. The Louis Vuitton shop too. Mama wants to go there. Perfect. This is what Dr. Phyllis, she said. She says, this is the year of double blessings. Y'all better catch that. 2022. That's it right there, sis. Wow. You blessed our hearts today, Apostle. We love you. We honor you. We celebrate you. And you said it best. This is for all of us. Shoot, I don't feel like I made ambassador. I know I made it because I made it with you. Yeah, that's what this is. So we're excited. But I want you to close this out by talking to those 2 persons. I saw my good friend Pastor John Martin chime in. Man, you need to call me, brother. I reached out to you. You need to just, all I'm going to say, just call me. We need to be doing something. Talk to that person who's on the edge. They've been looking from afar. They got all this other stuff out there. They've been contacted by this, they selling coffees and teas and jewelry, and I mean, nothing wrong with that, but they got all this stuff. Talk to that person. Why Trevorium? Why now? Why us? That's the first person I want you to talk to. And then the second person I want you to talk to is the person who, again, they're in Trevorium, but Trevorium is not in them. And they've been playing this thing way below the standard of what they have in them to do. Let's close out with that.
Oh my. Well, to the person that's out there and that's going to see this in Facebook land, you may have been following us. You kind of on the edge. You've been thinking about it. If you think long, you think wrong. Travel is not going anywhere. I don't care how many variants they come up with. Travel is not going to go anywhere. It's pegged to go to about 22 trillion, right? And there are a lot of good travel companies out there, but I really believe, and I'm saying this because I have the travel agent credentials. I believe that the travel agent will become extinct. They're not just like people are no longer, executives are no longer working and they're working from home. I believe the same thing is going to happen. People are looking for a different way to be able to have the experiences that we have. And so I would just say, get started. I mean, it's $179.90 or 209. I mean, it's an investment in you. It's an investment in your family. You know, me and my husband took 23 vacations in 1 year. We were able to record a lot of that. My granddaughter has got a swimming suit on now, talking about she's ready to go to the beach, and she's 4 because Paw and Grandma took her to the beach, right? She went to see Mickey Mouse, and she didn't even know what Mickey Mouse was, but she got 20 Mickey Mouses in there. And so you want to be able. This is about creating experiences, and if you can make some money, that's even better, right? Right now, I don't pay for any travel. You know, I just go to my back office, get the cash, and go where I want to go, do what I want to do. You know, and that is a blessing in itself. So you want to do that and get back with the person that has been reaching out to you, touching you. Maybe you're just seeing this and you want to know. Right now I have a campaign going on, and I have probably about in that funnel, I probably have about 75 brides. I'm getting ready to do a Zoom for brides and grooms, right? A honeymoon can be $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. I'm giving the Trevorian folks out there a hint. Who you know getting married? Who in 2022, 2023? You can get a free vacation. Your honeymoon can be free, honey, and you pay the taxes and the resort fees, but it's still free. The stay is free. You can do that. I mean, there's so many things that you can do. So I would just say, become creative. To the Trevorian members, I would say become creative. Right? Get out of your head and become creative. Think about what is it that you like to do. Right? There are mom groups, there's kids groups, there's right. If you got kids, I had a niece who started a single mother's travel group. Right? There's couples travel groups. There's right. Create a group of people. You know, we have people on our team who have family travel. Right? They travel with their family. Renethia and the Davises are huge on family travel, so they rank it up just from their family. Right? So be creative. Stop. Quit worried about what people gonna think, what people gonna say. Because I'm telling you, they're gonna talk about you whether you do good or do bad. They can talk about you. Because some folks start talking about me right now. Who she thinks she is, making 6 figures. Da 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 da. Ask me, do I care? Because I'm going to the beach and I'm going to and I'm going to go out here and enjoy this 80-something degree weather. And I'm gonna drive my brand new car, and I'm gonna be my brand new truck, and I'm gonna be happy. And if you want to be unhappy, that's on you. But the thing is, with Trevorium, you can't lose. Y'all listen to me. You can't lose. If you in this, you have not lost a dime. It is the only travel company where your money doubles. Doubles. The odds are better than Las Vegas. The money doubles, and you can buy down 4 and 5 star. Them resorts we stay in. And one thing I love about it is David Hurt and his wife stay in the same resorts. They ain't staying down the street. So you know he ain't gonna stay in nothing that's bad.
Right.
Right? You know, and so just think about that. If you're in Trevorium, get busy, get with the person. And if your person left or you feel like that person can't help you, go to the person above them. I don't like to call it that, but find someone that can mentor you. I mentor a lot of people and they ain't on my team and I don't get paid from them. I don't. Right? Mahmoud on here, she loved me to death and she Muslim. She ain't even Christian. Right? She's become a dear friend of mine. Samantha Gallagher. I mean, all of these people, Kyla, Tyrone, Jamal. I mean, they're not even on my team. Me and Cynthia, we have great relationships. Find somebody that can help you to move. If it ain't me, if it ain't Mel, if it ain't somebody, find somebody that can help you to move to the next level. And make up in your mind, if you don't do nothing else, go get your site free. It ain't nothing like Trevorium paying for your site.
Mm.
Ooh, nothing. Just get raw 3 of your adult kids. Something.
Mm.
Do something. So that's what I would say. Do something. We are very fortunate in my family. Trevorium has been very good to us. My husband had his own book of business. So I would say couples, if you can afford to do that, get your own, have your own. Pastor Mel and Kendra have their own, and their daughter and their son both all have businesses like my kids. But one of the things that my husband was emphatic about is when he had his book of business, he wanted to get it to 2-star director. He wasn't expecting to go be with the Lord. He was well when he passed. He just passed in his sleep. So he wasn't expecting that. I mean, he had got a kidney and everything. But one of the things that we used to talk about is at 2-star director, the Trevorium site becomes inheritable.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to make sure that it was at least that, so they become inheritable. And we were able to have been able to sustain it. And it's at a 2-star director, and it's almost a 3-star director. And so now we've changed it into the GW Taylor Memorial Fund, and it will fund other entities. It will become like a philanthropist entity. But that is a blessing, right? And then we'll sow a certain amount of money every month into our granddaughters that keep popping in here, and my great granddaughter for their trust for college, because they're 3 and 4. So that is awesome. You're right. That's awesome. It's just awesome to be able to do that. And Trevorium don't have to do that. They don't have to do that. And they work with me to make that happen. Created EIN. We've created it, right? So you at least want to do that. Leave legacy for listen to me. Leave legacy for your children's children, right? Can you imagine when I leave here, my children are going to inherit this site? They're going to inherit. They was shouting last night. My son was like, "Woo!"
Yes.
They some happy children. They don't think they mama crazy no more, and it's a posse scheme.
They don't have to change your heart.
They definitely had to change your heart, right? They don't think that no more. They like, go Trevorium. Even the 4-year-old I'm Trevorium proud. You know, everybody in this family Trevorium proud, honey.
Right. That's it.
Yes.
Well, Coach D, I mean, we've been on for 48 minutes, but even that is not enough of the quality nuggets that you have poured into us on today. Our brand new ambassador. We love you to life. Just keep on dragging all of us behind you. Make what they used to say, make a hole, because we coming up behind you, and we couldn't possibly be following behind a better person. Thank you for
just hang with me, and just hang. We getting ready to make that 3-star happen though, but just hang, just hang to our business partners out there that's on. Know that I don't take anything, for granted. I don't take any thing. I don't hold anything. I love everybody, and all I want is the best, and that is very serious for me. All I want to see is other people win, because I honestly believe if you help people get what they want, God will give you what you want. That is a cliche, but that is the truth, right? So if I help you get what you want, I know that the Lord will give me what I want, and that's what I want, to help to see you win. I was on the phone with Regina last night, and we were talking about how many people she needed and how we could, what could we do, and looking at strategies and things like that. And that's what you got to do. Sometimes you got to have a conversation with each other to come up with different types of strategies to be able to just think about, like I'm finna meet with Apostle Wilson, and he needs the volume broken down into bodies, right? So we're going to break all of that down into what does that look like, and what is partners that he have, and all of that. It takes some time to do that.
Absolutely.
And it would definitely help you. Hey, Adrian from Phoenix. He's one of our newest partners.
Amen. Praise the Lord.
Met with her this morning for the creative strategy. So it's all about strategizing right now. and making sure that our leaders, those that we our leaders, that everybody ranks up, that our core leadership group, that we just start ranking everybody up. That's and those that hang with us, that they rank up too. I'm gonna be celebrating when Kyla turn whatever her next rank is. I will be celebrating like I own her.
That's right. That's right. That's it. We win together. We win together. And I'll close with this. That has been one of the phenomenal differences that I have noticed for the past 4 years inside of Trevorium, as opposed to many of the other things that I've been a part of out there. That we are literally winning, number one, from day one, because you can't lose, but we're winning together. So thank you again, Coach D. The comments keep coming in. I know that they're loving this conversation, but we ain't got to leave, but we got to get up out of here. So we'll see.
All right, well, I'll see everyone tonight. I'll be on the corporate call tonight for Trevorium. So get your guests out. Get your guests out tonight. And if you and have them come on, especially if they in my age group. I mean, have them come on. Have them come on, and I'm going to share my story. And I don't know all what they want me to do, but I know I will be on the corporate call at 8:00 Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, and 6 p.m. Pacific tonight on the Trevorium Facebook page. So go ahead and invite your guests and your friends, and let's go win. Let's go. Like we say, somebody said, we win together, and we do. Teamwork makes the dream work. And I just thank you, Pastor Mel, for hanging in there. I thank you for your tenacity and for focusing on your purpose. I know you putting your daughter through college with Trevorium, and she has her own little site and her own little spending money and her own little trips. She remind you you don't leave her no more. And that's what this is. This is a blessing to be a blessing. And I thank David and Adela Hart for their vision and for just being open to, because his desire is that families would benefit from this company.
Absolutely.
We'll see
you tonight at 8:00.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. All right. We love you, darling. Congratulations again, Rockstar. Bye-bye.
All right. God bless. Bye-bye.